You know that feeling, right? You're somewhere and a baby could be across the room, could be right there in your arms, just locks onto your face. And they're not blinking, they're just staring with this incredible intensity that can make a full-grown adult feel a little, I don't know, seen? We usually just laugh it off, maybe make a silly face. But what is actually going on inside that tiny head?
Okay, so let's really get into this because this isn't just a cute quirk. Developmental neuroscientists have been digging into this question for years. And honestly, what they found, it doesn't just change how we see babies, it might actually change how you think about consciousness itself. So the simple theory we've all heard is that babies stare because their vision is just kind of blurry, right? And faces are these big, interesting blobs. For newborns, that's partly true. Their world is basically the distance from your arms to your face. But here's where that theory totally falls apart. By 3 months old, a baby can see the entire room. They can see the dog, the toys, the window, but they still choose your face over and over. That's not bad vision. That's a preference, a choice. So if it's a choice, what's happening? Well, this brings us to the first really mind-blowing part of the story, uncovered in a huge study from the University of Cambridge back in 2017. They found this incredible neurological link that activates the moment a baby stares at you. It's a phenomenon called neural coupling, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's when your brainwaves and the baby's brainwaves literally start to sync up, firing in the same rhythm across two totally separate brains. It's wild. The baby isn't just passively looking at you. They are actively locking their brain onto yours, almost using your brain activity as a blueprint to build their own. And this chart just shows it so clearly. The researchers tested what would happen in different scenarios. So when the adult looked away, almost zero synchronization, nothing. When the adult just kind of looked in their direction, a neutral gaze, you get a little bit of syncing. But when they made direct mutual eye contact, boom. They recorded the strongest neural coupling they had ever seen between two people of different ages. That stare, that's the superhighway for this connection. Okay, so what is this connection even for? It's not just some cool brain trick. Through that synchronized stare, the baby is actively downloading something absolutely crucial. They're downloading an emotional blueprint for how the world works. And what's really fascinating is that babies don't stare at everybody in the same way. Researchers found that when an infant sees a stranger's face, they stare longer. But why? Well, it's what they call a violation of expectation. The stranger is new data, a puzzle that needs processing. But when they look at you, their caregiver, that's different. They're not confused. They've spent hours and hours processing your face. Now they're reading you. This whole process has a name. It's called social referencing. And it works like this. Step 1, a baby sees something new and unfamiliar, maybe a weird-looking toy. Step 2, what's the first thing they do? They look right at your face. Step 3, they are scanning you for emotional information. Are you calm? Are you scared? Are you excited? And step 4, they use that data to decide how they should act. In a very real way, you are their nervous system's external hard drive, helping them figure out what's safe and what isn't. But what happens when that connection is broken? This takes us to a really famous and, frankly, ethically debated experiment called the still face paradigm. It was designed to prove that a baby's stare isn't passive at all. It's an active and even urgent form of communication. Okay, so in this experiment, a mom is playing with her baby. Everything's normal, happy, lots of interaction. Then, at a specific moment, she's cued to let her face go completely blank, totally still. And look at this timeline. The baby notices immediately. Within 45 seconds, they try everything to get a reaction. They smile, they point, they make noises. When nothing works, by the 90-second mark, their little bodies go into physiological distress. Their cortisol levels, the stress hormone, spike. Their heart rate goes up. They're genuinely upset. The creator of that experiment, Dr. Edward Tronick, he summed it up with this really powerful quote. That stare isn't just admiration. It's not just them being confused. It is a conversation. Your baby is talking to you with their eyes, and they desperately, urgently need you to talk back with your face. So we've got neural coupling, we've got social referencing, this active communication. What's it all for? What's the ultimate payoff for all this intense staring? It's nothing less than the actual physical construction of a human brain. I absolutely love this line from the source material. Every single time you hold that baby's gaze and you respond to them, you're not just bonding. You're not just making them feel loved. You are doing construction work. You are building their mind. And research from places like MIT confirms this again and again.
And what are you building specifically? This amazing piece of hardware right here, the prefrontal cortex. This is the CEO of the brain. It's what handles planning, decision-making, controlling our emotions, understanding social cues, basically everything that makes us us. And that simple, back-and-forth gaze is one of the primary tools for building it.
All right, so let's bring all this home. What does this mean for you right now? This is the most important part, the big takeaway. Because this science isn't just fascinating, it also gives us a gentle but really important warning. Now, first things first, every baby develops at their own pace. But, that being said, we know that reduced or absent eye contact is one of the earliest signs that researchers look for when it comes to atypical social development. So if a baby consistently avoids your eyes, or doesn't track your face when you move, or seems to be looking through you instead of at you, it's just something worth paying attention to. And this is why it matters so much. The brain's ability to change, grow, and build new connections, what scientists call plasticity, is at its absolute peak in the first 2 years. It will never be that adaptable again. That means that catching things early can make a profound difference. So if your gut, your parental instinct, is telling you something feels a little off, trust that instinct. So the next time a baby locks eyes with you, remember what's really going on. It's not a blank stare. It's a brand new human mind using the most sophisticated social tool it has to reach out and use your mind to learn how to exist, how to feel, and how to connect. This slide just says it all. Their brain is reaching out for yours. The only question is, how will you respond?